Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, you already know who it is, man. It is your boy Lewis, and I am back once again with another banger with yet another video. You guys already know the drill, man. You hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell to always receive the latest and greatest content as I always try to provide. I thank you guys for always taking the time to watch my videos. And at the end of each video, make sure you like and share this video. It will only help the channel grow, and it always means more than you know. Thank you guys for always taking the time to watch. I truly appreciate it. And anytime you guys make comments in the comment section. So without further ado, let's hop right into this video. So arguably 1A, or should I say number one fanboyism, Chris Broussard was on Undisputed and was on First Things First. And he was basically talking about LeBron's comments last night about how LeBron is motivated and now how he has turned his playoff activation mode on. Lethanos is in playoff mode, and he's about to take all the Infinity Stones and get the Lakers to the 7th spot, according to all these LeBron apologists and fanboys and stuff like that. My personal opinion, I think the Lakers can make the playoffs. It's going to be tough because, as I've said before, the Lakers have the 4th toughest schedule in the entire NBA. Their schedule gets pretty easy, kind of like if you look at the last 4 games. They actually played the Pelicans and the Grizzlies twice. Those are very winnable games, so they should be able to win. Because with the Pelican situation, again, Danny Ferry has actually even gone to the NBA saying of how if it's possible that Anthony Davis probably could sit out games just because they don't want to risk injury. Because once again, for those of you who do know, and for those who haven't been caught up, Anthony Davis went on national TV. He went to reporters and he had requested a trade because he was not happy in New Orleans. And he says he doesn't want his prime years wasted. Because Anthony Davis did that, it's caused all this drama in New Orleans with the Lakers because who is he signed with? Clutch Sports. And if you guys saw an All-Star Weekend, LeBron was dead center in the middle, taking a picture with Ben Simmons to his right and Anthony Davis to his left, and drafted Klay Thompson, drafted Kawhi Leonard. No, not Kawhi Leonard, but Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. He had all the K's up in there, man. And LeBron's like, man, what are players that I could possibly play with knowing that the free agency pool is coming up at the end of the 2019 season? But anywho, so Anthony Davis caused all this drama with Rich Paul. Rich Paul and him got fined for going out in public talking about how they wanted to, get traded. LeBron is getting away with this underhanded gestures and with this undermining stuff. People keep saying no, that he's not in charge, but I'm telling you, I keep saying this and I keep saying this over. Guys, Rich Paul is LeBron's agent. They've been childhood friends. You cannot sit here and tell me and be in denial that LeBron is not trying to operate all these little undermined operations. He's trying to underground railroad his way out of shit to basically say that he's trying to get players to play with him. This is the same guy who, I repeat once again, ladies and gentlemen, that had texted Paul George. He had texted Kevin Durant. He had texted Giannis Antetokounmpo to possibly work out with him so that he could try to influence him underhandedly to team up with him. And they all said no. Damian Lillard was talking to Chris Haynes just the other day, and he says he wants to carve out his own legacy. Now, Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant said the same thing when LeBron James went to Miami, and he said that he wants competitive basketball, and look how that turned out. You can have a change of heart. Now, Damian Lillard, I liked his response, but does that mean that he's necessarily gonna want to stay in Portland unless they can build? No, unless he's just that loyal to the team. But if he doesn't win, at some point, once you start getting even older, you're gonna realize if you really want to win a championship, are you really gonna stay with the team that drafted you that have not been able to put a basketball team together? And Portland is just in a very tough situation. Which is why they're not really in position to be able to make moves to be able to compete in the Western Conference. Now, like I said, they could be a playoff team. I mean, just look at last year. People were gloating over the fact that the Blazers were a number 3 seed. And I kept telling people the entire year that the Portland Trail Blazers were a fool's gold team. They were the Toronto Raptors of the Western Conference. I kept telling people that. And people would tell me, no, Lewis, no. You're going to see the Blazers. They're going to go far. They got a chance to knock off the Warriors, man. I'm telling you. What happened last year when they met the Pelicans? It's about matchups, people. They got swept. They got their asses handed to them. And CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard cannot carry that team alone. They took those two guards right out of the series. And no matter what those guys were able to do, it just was not going to happen. And people forget that the influence of, look, the play of Mirotic, you already know what Anthony Davis is going to do. But having Rajon Rondo, look what that did for Drew Holiday. He was playing his best basketball of the season with Rondo running the point. You got to see all phases of Drew Holiday's game in the postseason. You saw his defense, his ability to make plays, his ability to shoot the ball in big moments, because he was making some big shots in that series. And people just failed to talk about that. But, once again, Chris Broussard says that Lethanos is in playoff mode. And I'm going to keep saying this. I don't think, by any means necessary, that even though he talks about saying that he's going to be in the playoffs, like I said, it's still possible that LeBron could get in, and I believe that the Lakers will get in. It's going to be tough, but they're going to be an 8th seed. They're going to be an 8th seed in my opinion. But once again, we cannot count out the Minnesota Timberwolves. We cannot count out the Sacramento Kings. I know I'm not sold on the Kings. Like I said, I feel like there's going to be at some point they're going to tail off. The Clippers are kind of iffy for me because they could tail off because they are trying to get they want to keep that protected pick. So, like I said, who knows? Like, it's going to be deceiving with the Clippers. I feel like they're just going to be up and down. I don't know. Maybe down the stretch they might lose games. It's possible, but I don't know. But if you remember last year, we kept saying, what was the point of LeBron going to the finals if he was going to get beaten by the Warriors to ruin his finals record? Well, you're kind of asking yourself, well, what is the point of LeBron going to the postseason if he possibly meets the Warriors in the first round and they knock him out early? And I'm going to keep saying this for the LeBron apologists, because they're going, oh, watch. The LeBron haters are saying that LeBron isn't going to will his team to the playoffs and that he's going to get them to that 8th or 7th spot, because I think they can beat Denver. We don't know how that top seed is going to fold. The Warriors might stay up there, but they might hit a losing streak again. Their thing is, barring injury, they might not be the number 1 seed. So who knows? And the Lakers have the Houston Rockets to start off tonight. And James Harden and the Rockets are 3-0 against LA. With or without LeBron, Harden is averaging 44.7 points per game, people. And the Lakers have a shot, but I don't see that changing, especially because their defense hasn't been great without Lonzo Ball, as I'm going to say it again. 10th in defensive rating with him in the lineup, 23rd without him. That's a lost impact. People need to starting to put respect on Lonzo. His issue is he's not aggressive enough. He lacks aggression at times. His offense isn't where it needs to be, and he's the team's worst free throw shooter. But I still believe in Lonzo, and if you're telling me that his impact isn't felt, then you're delusional, if you ask me. But they were saying, if LeBron makes the playoffs, so what is the point of him being an 8th seed and then he gets knocked off in the Warriors in the first round? Then what's that going to mean? And I'm going to say this once again to the apologists. If you guys are saying that LeBron is going to be in playoff mode and carries the team to the playoffs, and then he's like, we're going to prove people wrong, that I hope y'all keep the same energy and that, y'all going to keep moving the goalposts. This is what my rebuttal is to you, and I'm going to counter that with a flip. And I want you guys to listen to this real, real well. Before the season when LeBron James joined the Lakers, they had the 4th best odds to win an NBA championship. All of the media outlets, including Chris Broussard, had the Lakers as a possible 3rd or 4th seed. Shannon Sharpe was going on TV saying that the Lakers were going to win 54 games. Then he kept trying to change it to 52 games because he didn't probably think that they were going to probably win that much. And Skip kept challenging him. He said, you said 54. He said, no, because he didn't want to look stupid if the Lakers didn't win the amount of wins that Shannon Sharpe predicted himself. He's like, Brian going to win 54 games, right? The Lakers are 28-29 right now. So much turmoil, so much drama going on. I'm just questioning to see what the young guys are going to be in the second half of the season. Because, once again, Magic Johnson and LeBron James are clearly responsible for putting the Lakers in the position that they're in. Even if you take LeBron's injury and how they went 6-12 without him, I'm going to say it again. Lonzo Ball is currently out, and his defensive impact is missed, and his playmaking ability. Rajon Rondo was in and out of the lineup with his hand injury. Kyle Kuzma was in and out with his hip flexor. Brandon Ingram missed games. So did Defensive Player of the Year candidate at the time he was playing, JaVale McGee, who also was out with some illnesses. So you're talking about 5 guys who were in and out of the lineup. You can't just say that, LeBron was not there. that because LeBron was not there that they were struggling. It was a bunch of other players that were out. I just don't want to hear that if LeBron fails to make the playoffs, that you guys move the goalposts and say, well, it was an experimental year. The Lakers weren't expected to make the playoffs anyway. What do you expect LeBron to do? That team is full of bumps, and there's a reason why they had to be on the trading block. So doesn't that prove to you that LeBron James is his quote-unquote great teammate, but he had 5 or 6 players on his own to gut a roster just to get one player who I said time and time again that as great as he is, and he's a once-in-a-lifetime generational player, has as big as an injury list as a bunch of as a list on a CVS receipt. Because Anthony Davis, I question, is he healthy? And in this modern day NBA, he's not the guy that you look for to carry a championship. This is a wings league. It's a guards league mostly, but it's a wings league. I mean, if you look at the teams that have won championships, LeBron, the Golden State Warriors, 3 out of the last 4 years. Kawhi Leonard winning Finals MVP for San Antonio. I mean, he's a forward. He's a wing player. I know they had Tim Duncan and I know they had Manu Ginobili, but those guys were past their prime. Even Tony Parker wasn't really relied on as much, and he was the youngest of the 3. He was, 32 years old, but still, he was not, the guy relied on. It was Kawhi Leonard, wing player. 2012 and 2013, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, wing players. And before Dirk Nowitzki won his, Kobe Bryant, wing player. I know he had Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum with a small integral part because Bynum known as injury prone, but let's face it, wing players. Paul Pierce, Finals MVP in 2008, wing player. Tim Duncan was the last player other than Dirk Nowitzki to win a championship as a big man. Tim Duncan, so from 2007 to 2018, only 2 big men, primarily big men, as the best players on their team, won an NBA championship. The other 9 were wing players. Kevin Garnett was past his prime at this point when he won a championship. He focused more on defense, and he gave you offensive production when needed. But he wasn't giving you that 20 and 10 like you usually see in KG. That's what I'm saying. Kevin Garnett was the best defensive player on the Celtics, not the best offensive player. That was Paul Pierce. Kobe Bryant, best offensive player on his championship teams. LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, best offensive players of their championship teams. Dirk Nowitzki, best player on his championship team. Kawhi Leonard was the best offensive player of the championship team. He may have not averaged the points, but once again, he was the best player winning the championship on that team that year. Look at Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, the last 2 seasons. This is what I'm saying. So Chris Broussard saying that he loves what he's saying, but once again, I have to say this right now. Chris Broussard was the same guy that was loving the kids and saying had LeBron had more talent than he had in Cleveland. They were the 4th seed. They went all the way to the finals just to get swept to the Golden State Warriors. And all of his fanboys just kept making excuses of how, oh, did you see how LeBron scored 51, 8, and 8? I said, okay, but is that an elimination game? Or was that just game 1? He had a damn near triple-double in game 1. There was still 5 minutes to play, guys. It was a tie game. And LeQuit James quit. He was whole half-hearted. And what about the other 3 games? Broken hand. It was self-inflicted. Puts his wife's scarf around his cast. And the apologists want to go, oh, but he had 51, 8, and 8. I'm sorry. Is the NBA Finals a best of 1 or a best of 7? It was a best of 7. It's the first team to 4 that wins. And Golden State was the first team to 4. LeBron James didn't even try the last 3 games after that debacle in game 1 in overtime. Which I keep telling you guys, LeBron James has never been a true leader. He may be carrying, but he's not a true leader. You cannot carry a team full of bums that was a top 5 defense with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They were the favorites to go to the finals in 2009 and 2010. How in the blue world of hell are they trash? They may not be offensively as talented, but they're by no means they're trash. So once again, I'm going to tell you, if the Lakers, I hope that they make the playoffs, and I pick them to make the playoffs. 7th is a bit of a stretch. I'm going to give them 8th at best. But if the Lakers are in a position where they're possibly going to miss the playoffs, don't be surprised if you see LeBron quit. Get his numbers and quit, because he pays attention to his stats. I'm telling you. Has a stat sheet every single time that is there. I just hope you guys keep that same energy, that you guys are going to go like, oh, you guys are moving the goalposts when y'all say LeBron wasn't going to make the playoffs. I'm telling you that LeBron's going to make the playoffs. And then I don't want to hear, oh, the Lakers are going to make the Western Conference Finals. If they beat if they happen to face the Denver Nuggets somehow, the Nuggets might be 2 or 3. It looks like they most likely might be 2. I actually give the Lakers a shot at beating them more than I do against the Warriors. But I don't want to hear if they're the 8th seed, the Warriors beat them in a 4-game sweep or a gentleman's sweep. I don't want to hear, oh, but LeBron had to go against the Monstars. Oh, it's 5 All-Stars. It's not fair. KD and Boogie Cousins and the Warriors ruined the NBA. Oh, it's an experimental year. The Lakers weren't expected to do much anyway, but they had the 4th best odds to go to the NBA Finals and win a championship at the start of the season. You see how you guys move the goalposts? So you're talking about how LeBron haters move the goalposts? LeBron lovers move the goalposts too. It's a double standard and it goes both ways. But anywho, this is your boy Lewis with another video, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about what I said. Chris Broussard says he loves the fact that LeBron says he's in playoff mode. Lethanos is supposed to quote-unquote get these Infinity Stones. We're going to see what happens if the Lakers make the playoffs. I just said I hope they keep that same energy if they get bounced out in the first round, if they happen to meet Golden State. I don't want to hear that, oh, it was an experimental, they weren't expected to go far. Because what you're going to do is you're going to expose your bias and you're going to look like a buffoon once you get caught. But anyway, this is your boy Lewis with another video, man. Bless up. One love, man. Peace. Thanks for watching.